Today is the 19th of October, and I'm writing a post about my birthday. I thought it would be cool to set a challenge to collect 16,000 hryvnias in 2 days for a boy who suffers from cerebral palsy. He has HIV. He also has developmental issues. He is 15 from Kyiv. He had a blood transfusion. That's how he contracted HIV. So as well as dealing with cerebral palsy, he now has to deal with HIV. As psychologists say, when you help someone, you also help yourself. When you help someone, you probably nurture your self-esteem, that it's in your power to help someone. I want my friends, no matter how much they earn, to feel some level of social responsibility. It's a kind of closeness and it makes people trust each other more. This year, I'm not asking for surprises, but I hope to receive a gift for the soul, provided the soul exists, of course. I'm asking you to give this gift to me, the gift for Mark and his parents. Who is Mark? I wrote about him. 1 minute. When I was 10 years old, I found out about my HIV status. It was the evening. I sat with my mum in the kitchen and she said, "Do you know what your condition is called?" I said, "What condition? I'm ill?" She said, "You have HIV." I didn't fully understand the concept of HIV back then, if it was any different from AIDS. I was certain that AIDS was fatal, that people with AIDS die. So I started crying. It was scary for me. I wasn't ready to die. Then my mum told me what HIV is, how it's different from AIDS, that people with it live, there is medication for it, and I would soon be taking the medication. When I found out about my HIV status, it was important for me to meet people like me, to feel like I'm not alone, to feel like there are others like me. I already understood that I wanted to take some action. I wanted to work on something. That was when I was 13. Teenagizer was officially registered on. Actually, that's an interesting fact. December the 1st is World AIDS Day. By a complete coincidence, it turned out like that. By then I was 18. The other guys weren't 18 yet, so I became the head of the team. It was a place where not only HIV-positive people, but ordinary people could gather, which actually showed that it's a normal condition, that people treat you normally. Apart from HIV, we also talked about our own personal development. This morning, they finally approved the medical reform law. Congratulations to all Ukrainians, including myself, because we're finally coming out of the Soviet Union. Having been taking medication since I was 10 years old, naturally I'm tired of it. I remember in 2016 when I went to the United Nations General Assembly, I decided to carry out an experiment. I stopped taking my medication. I didn't tell anyone about it, of course. Every time my alarm went off, I knew that I had to take my medication and I was tormented by my conscience. As a result, my viral load increased, because at the time I was taking new medications as well as old ones. So it wasn't a good time to experiment like this. If I had a doctor to talk to openly about this, I don't think it would have happened. At that moment, I decided to choose life. Time for pills, see? But I'm not going to take them. Why should I? I'm just kidding. 3 tablets a day. When I was born and when Ukraine imported medications in 2004, I had no idea what it meant to have no medication. In my head, there have always been pills. Let's make this our thing. There was this video once where actors were asked, "How long do you think someone with HIV can live?" They said 1, 2, 3 years maximum. Actually, no, it can be 20 years. I'm living proof of that. In general, if you ask someone whether they would be willing to hang out with a HIV-positive person, they would say no, because they're not sufficiently informed on the matter. Happy birthday. What's this? Why so little? Guys, get on it, I'm begging you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Yana. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. If I didn't have HIV, I probably wouldn't fully understand people with disabilities. I wouldn't have paid much attention to them. HIV has given me an understanding, and that's what we do in our movement, Teenagizer. We want people to become more or less aware of the issue. It sounds crazy, but I'm glad I have HIV. I wouldn't be who I am today.